Hello everyone, I hope you all are doing well. Today in this lecture, we will discuss the remaining word formation processes. We have already discussed a few word formation processes in our first two lectures, and we will discuss the leftover word formation processes in today's lecture. And this will be the final lecture on word formation processes. So first of all, we have clipping. So in clipping, what do we do? The in this is the element of reduction that is noticeable in blending is even more apparent in the process described as clipping. Here we clip the word and we shorten a word, we reduce a word. So the reduction is more marked, is more noticeable in this process. For example, here in this word, gas is normally the term is gasoline, but we have clipped this word and we use gas normally. And for advertisement we use ad, and for other examples, for example, here we have influenza. For influenza we normally use flu, and for permanent we use perm, etc. So we actually shorten the word. We have shortened the word and we have clipped the word and we just use the clipped version of the word. And in some other example, for example, phone, plane, and public house. So these are also the clipped version. Aeroplane, we normally use plane, and telephone, instead of telephone we use phone, etc. So and the English speakers, especially the natives, they also clip the names of the persons. For example, they use Al, Ed, Liz, Mike, Ron, Sam, etc. And instead of pronouncing the whole word or writing the complete name, they clip the word and they write the shortened version or the clipped version of the words. And we also use in the educational environments, we also have some words like cam for chemistry, exam for examination, gymnastic for gym, laboratory, etc. So these are also the shortened versions. For example, here prof for professor and etc. So there are so many other words. You can find so many examples of clipping. You can Google them and you can find on your own, and you can also see those examples and around you in your daily communication. The next word formation process is hypocrisms. In this hypocrism, this is a very common in Australian and British English, and also in American English. Here, what do we do? Actually, so here we produce some technical words, and in this process, a longer word is reduced to a single syllable. All right. For example, if there is a longer word which has two or more than two syllables, we shorten that word, we reduce that word, or we clip that word, and we reduce it to a single syllable. Then we also add y or ie at the end of that word or to the end of that word. यानी हम एक लॉन्गर वेरिएंट एक वर्ड है जिसमें ज़्यादा सिलेबल्स हैं, उनको कट करके हम छोटा एक सिंगल सिलेबल वर्ड बनाते हैं और वाई और आईयू को उसके एंड पे ऐड कर देते हैं. And for example, here we have moving. For moving pictures, we use movie, and for television, we use tally, and for Australian, sometimes we use Aussie, and for barbecue, we sometimes use Barbie. What have we done? We have reduced the two or three syllable words to a single syllable word, and we have added IE or Y at the end of that word. For biscuit, we use Bicky, and etc. You can find the other examples over here. And we also use for best friend, we normally use bestie. So this is the example of hypocrisy. The next verb formation process is coinage. So in coinage we introduce a totally new word which is introduced in one language. For example, here in English, आप बिल्कुल एक नया वर्ड कॉइन करते हैं, बनाते हैं, उसको मैन्युफैक्चर करते हैं, फिर यूज करने लग जाते हैं. The invention and general use of totally new terms or coinage is not very common in English. Of course, it's not very common. It is coined because of different things, because of different reasons. Sometimes you use the initial words for some particular thing, and those initial words then become a complete word, and we use that word normally like other words, like other entries into the language. यानी वो वर्ड जो इनिशियल हम एक्रोनिम्स होते हैं कुछ वर्ड्स को, उनको हम उसकी बेस पे एक वर्ड बन जाता है, फिर उसको हम यूज करने लगते हैं एक प्रॉपर वैसे तो फिर एक वर्ड काइन हो जाता है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल ओल्डर एग्जाम्पल्स आर एस्प्रिन, आप पुरानी एग्जाम्पल्स में ये फाइंड कर सकते हो, नाइलॉन, वेजलिन एक्सेट्रा। ये वर्ड्स हमने कॉइन किए थे। And you can, and here in today's world we can find examples. A very best example for coinage is Google. Look, this has been coined. This is a quite totally new term in English. Google is basically, it means that it is a search engine. All right, it's a name of a search engine, but now with the Google without capital G is being used as a complete word. When we say Google, so it has become a verb or a word. uh, when we say Google it, it does mean to use the internet to find some information. So Google has become a complete coinage. It's a complete new, totally new term. And we can also use WhatsApp in today's world. In today's time, WhatsApp has also become a complete word. So when we say WhatsApp me the pictures or WhatsApp me the file, it does mean WhatsApp here is a word or a verb. WhatsApp without a capital W is a coinage, like Google without a capital G is a coinage. यानी आप कैपिटल जी हटा देते हैं तो एक वर्ड बन जाता है, जब कैपिटल जी लगाते हैं तो ऑफ कोर्स इट्स अ नेम ऑफ अ थिंग. And new words based on the name of a person or a place are called eponyms. When we base new words on the name of a person or a place, it is known as an eponym. For example, Hoover, which you discussed in the word formation process, in the previous word formation process, Hoover or Spangler. So these Hoover and Spangler, they are based on the name of some persons. So that's why they are also known. They are coinage, and they are also known as eponyms. Why? Because these words are based on the names or on the names of of persons or places. All right. And another example is teddy bear. Teddy bear is a coinage, and is a eponym because this name is based on the name of a person, that is U.S. President Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. So this name is based on that. And jeans, this is also an eponym because this has been named on from the this is from the Italian city of Genoa, where the type of cloth was first made. So this jeans is an eponym because it is based on the name of a place. Another word is sandwich. So this is also an eponym because it is based on the name of a place. So by coinage, we mean the invention of a totally new term on the basis of maybe a name, on the basis of a place or some other thing. In the next word formation process, we are going to discuss acronyms. What are acronyms? Acronyms are new words formed from the initial letters of a set of other words. हम कुछ वर्ड्स होते हैं, उनके इनिशियल वर्ड्स को पहले पहले लेटर को इकट्ठा करते हैं, तो इसकी बेस पे वो उनको हम एक्रोनिम भी कहते हैं, तो कंप्लीट वर्ड भी बन जाते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल, compact disc is a phrase is are two words. So instead of using compact disc, we use CD. And same is the case for SPCA, Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals. And then they sometimes become a complete word. Instead of using CD, we sometimes use them as a word. Acronym को हम कभी कभी complete word के तौर पे भी use करने लगते हैं. How? For example, NATO, NASA, UNESCO, they are also acronyms. And here, look at laser. This is also acronym because we use this for light amplification by stimulated emission of radiation. But this has become a complete word, and we have started using this term in our daily life, in our daily conversation. All right. Without, of course, we जब हम इसको यूज करते हैं एज अ वर्ड, ठीक है, और डेली रूटीन में, कन्वर्सेशन में, तो हम फिर इसको कैपिटल लेटर्स में नहीं करते लेजर को. जब आप विदाउट व्हेन वी यूज दीज वर्ड्स विदाउट कैपिटल लेटर्स, सो इट बिकम अ नॉर्मल वर्ड. एंड सेम इज द केस विद radar. Radar without capital letters is a normal word. All right, these examples have kept their capital letters, but many acronyms simply become everyday terms such as laser and radar, and also scuba, zip, etc. So they become normal word. Names for organizations are often designed to have their acronym represent an appropriate term, as in Mothers Against Drunk Driving. So some organizations also use acronyms. For example, MAD. MAD stands for this, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, and WAR stands for Women Against Rape, etc. And ATM also stands for Automatic Teller Machine. So these are the terms which we normally call them acronyms. And sometimes acronyms become normal words, and sometimes they remain acronyms, and we use them with capital letters. And without when we remove the capital letters, they become normal words. Next is derivation. We have also discussed this in our in our class when we're taking the classes on campus. So derivation is a kind of affix. This is a kind of affix. You can say affixes. So here we add. They are not separately used in writing or in dictionaries. They are used with the words. They are sometimes attached to the beginning of a word or sometimes to the end of the word. So the words which we add at the to the beginning of the letters are the affixes which we add to the beginning of the word are prefixes are and the affixes which we attach or which we add to the end of the word are known as suffixes. For example, un, mis, pre, etc. They are prefixes, and like full, less, ish, ism, etc. NESS, they are suffixes. Here are some more examples of prefixes and suffixes. यानी start में हम जो affixes ऐसे affixes जो हम start में words के लगाते हैं उनको हम prefixes कहते हैं, और ऐसे affixes जिनको हम किसी word के end पे attach करते हैं उनको हम suffixes कहते हैं. जैसे mislead में here miss is prefix and disrespectful में here dis is prefix and full is suffix. Another word formation process is infixes. This is a very uh, kind of beautiful word formation process. And what do we do in this type of word formation process? This an affixes, as the term suggests, it is an affix that is incorporated inside another word. Here we add some affix inside another word. Here we are not going to add or we are not going to attach an affix to the end or to the beginning of a word. Rather, we will add that affix inside another word. All right. If in infixes में आप क्या करेंगे, start और end पे नहीं कि affix ऐड करेंगे, rather आप किसी word के अंदर एक affix ऐड करेंगे तो उसे infixes कहते हैं. जो पार्ट आप ऐड करते हैं किसी वर्ड के अंदर तो उसको आप इनफिक्सेस कहते हैं. For example, unfucking believable. Here, unbelievable is a word. So, what have we done? We have added fucking we have inserted this fucking inside unbelievable. Another example of this is abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely is a word, and we have added fucking in that word. So, of course, this word is for the sake of we add infixes for the sake of creating some more influence, or you can say we emphasis. Here is another example: abso goddamn lutely. Of course, goddamn here is infix. So there are so many other examples of infixes we create on daily basis, and you can also create on your own. But they are normally used in informal English, not very. They are not very formal in English language. So this is the end of our topic, that is word formation processes. I hope you have understood the lecture. If you still have any questions, please do ask me in the group or in the comments below or wherever you are comfortable with. Thank you so much for watching the lecture.